Good day, good morning, good afternoon, guys, whatever time you will be watching this video. So this is this is how we edit videos, or how we do motion tracking in Davinci Resolve 16 actually. This is 16, and this will be very easy. This will be very practical, or very easy to do. Okay? But first we go to the reason why do we want to do motion tracking, because motion tracking actually is a way for you to make an object, a text, follow another object or a text. Like for example, if you want this picture to be following this Bluetooth headset, so you can do motion tracking to track the movement of this object. This is also applicable if you want to cover up faces of moving people. You can simply just do motion tracking to track their faces and then cover them with another picture, PNG, or whatever. But one thing that you have to remember when it comes to motion tracking, there are, especially for Davinci Resolve, there are a few things that you have to remember, requirements for you to have a proper motion tracking experience in Davinci Resolve. First is your video. Make sure that your subject is in contrast with the background. Like for example, in this case, the keyboard is darker color and the Bluetooth headset is actually in lighter color, which is actually in white. By doing this, you will be able to help Davinci Resolve identify the proper colors to follow, and you will have less errors when it comes to editing this. Now, without any further ado, guys, let's go to our timeline and let us start doing the editing. For now, let's go to our media pool and just simply drag the video that we will be editing. This will be our background, and this will be where we are going to track, right? This is what we will be using. And also, another is the image that we will be putting above or over the main video. Okay. One thing that you have to do here is make sure that the image will be in the same length as your video clip, as like that. Let's close media pool. Now, before you go to editing it, or before you do some fusion manipulation in here, what you might want to adjust the image already, adjust its position, adjust its zoom or its scaling, so you can make it smaller like that. Adjust its position, make sure that it's fit, or it is in the right position where you want it to be. Okay, the computer is kind of laggy because I'm recording it in 1080p while I am editing in the Davinci Resolve. There you go. Now that it's done, what we want to do is highlight everything. So from the PNG to the video, even to the audio, and then right click on that, and you want to create a new fusion clip. Once that you created a new fusion clip, all you have to do is go to the fusion tab. This time you will be editing it in fusion tab, that's why it is in fusion clip. Most of the graphics, most of the animation done in Davinci is actually done in fusion. So you have to get used to this. You have to get used into using fusion. Now, once you open fusion, you will have this. You will have 3 nodes, or actually 4 nodes. We have the media in, the media in 1, media in 2, we have the merge 1, and we have the media out. Automatically, media out will be shown in the right viewer. You have options to view media 1 by simply just clicking and dragging it to the left viewer. You can also view media in 2 by dragging it to the left viewer. Now let us start tracking our video. So let's bring in media in 1 over here, and just simply right click at media in 1. Well, ideally you should be able to do shift spacebar and it will open, or it will give you the options for tools. But apparently for me during today, I cannot do that. That's why I will be doing the longer version of that. Right click on your media in one, and then we just have to simply insert tool and look for the tracking. Now there are, as you can see, there are three tracker over here. We have the camera tracker, planar tracker, and tracker, like maps or whatever, no? Oh no, like the simple tracker. Camera tracker is actually better than planar tracker, but camera tracker is actually exclusive for the paid version of Davinci Resolve. That's why we are going to use planar tracker. There you go. On planar tracker, we have to set our settings over here. Okay, let's click planar tracker. There are certain settings here, like for example, operation mode. What kind of operation will it be doing? We want to keep it by default into track. Now for the pattern, the tracker will be a point tracker. Motion type, we want it to be translation. Translation meaning we are going to translate the colors, or Of course, if our motion will have rotation, you will be using translation, rotation, and if there's scaling, like changing of size, then it will be translation, rotation, scale. But for now, we're going to use translation. Output will be in background, and the track channel, this will be based on the color of your clip. So let's just keep it by default into Luma. Now what you want to do here is you want to create a planar transform. There you go, and you have to select the area where you will be tracking, like this. So we are selecting the area around the Bluetooth headset, and it's okay even if you have some spaces over here. That's fine. That is going to be okay. Now, if you want to start tracking, you can simply just click here, which will be step tracker or frame by frame tracker, but that will be spending a lot of time, so you can just simply track to end. If we do this, it will automatically frame by frame track the movement of the color, or specifically the Bluetooth headset over here, and you will see what will happen. So right now, if you will look over here, it is actually tracking it frame by frame. Now, since there are around 980 frames, I guess that's gonna be taking a lot. So you can just simply watch what's happening here. Okay, now that we have here, what we have to do now is just simply bring in the planar transform in between media in 2 and merge 1. To do that, just simply press hold and just drag it to this line until it changes color and release. Now that it's done, you will now see that Klee will now follow the Bluetooth headset wherever it will go. You will see here if I play it. Of course, you will not be able to see it properly because it's still rendering now. But you will see if I move somewhere here that Klee will always be on top of the Bluetooth headset. Now that it is done, we can either go back to our timeline via edit tool or edit tab, and wait for this clip to be rendered. You will know that your clip is fully rendered when this blue line fills up the whole red line. Then that means that your Fusion clip was fully rendered. Now, since I am impatient with it, so I will just simply go to Deliver tab and just completely render this. Now, once you are in Deliver tab, don't forget to change your the file name. And then change the format into MP4, quality into 1080p or 920 by 1080, and click to add render. And then let's start rendering. Once that this bar or this line was, once this line filled the render progress, or once this percentage went to 100%, then you are done and you can now view your video.